Can I ask you, though, looking at their next series of fixtures, they've got Luton Town away, Kenilworth Road, and they're at home against Brighton. You never know what you're going to get from Brighton. Then you've got Wolves away, and then hosting Arsenal away to Bournemouth, and then away to Manchester United. How many points do you see them picking up in this little run?
They're all tough. You've got the target. They're in a position now where they need points in every game. Gary asked me, was it my heart rolling my head in terms of saying a score draw? I thought Sheffield United had scored today and posed Villa some real problems. They didn't. Villa were just too good. And that's the level that they're playing at. So those games that you just mentioned there could go either way. Luton, the form they're in at the minute, be a tough game.
Go either way, but they've only got 2 points on the road this season.
The home form, 8 out of 10 at home. That's, again, why I backed them today, to pick something up against a good side. So things have got to change, we know that, but this is a squad, you know, there's been some outgoings, some players have gone who aren't needed, some players have come in, but it's a familiar story.
Yeah, but disappointing to see the crowd. That's not disappointing for anybody but the players, I would say. The crowd leaving so early in the game, it was very sparse by the end of the match.
Oh yeah, as players, you'll be aware of that. You'll be seeing that the fans are leaving, and you'll be like, well, we're doing our best to stay in this game here. We need the fans behind us. They're like a 12th man for us. So that would be disappointing from a player's perspective to be seeing that. But it's down to players. They've got to go out and do their job. They were at home. I thought they would have made it a lot more difficult against Villa today. They didn't. So they've got to hold their hands up and brush themselves down and move on to the next game.
On top of that, Gary, the fans that did say at half-time and at the full-time whistle, a lot of boos coming across off the TV as well.
Well, I guess you pay your money and you can voice your opinion, can't you? It's a tough business. And, you know, you just read out a list of their upcoming games, and I don't know where their next point is coming from. So what have they got? They've got 10 points from 23 games at the moment. They've got 15 games left.
Yeah. Lots to think about there.
Well, they're not even going to double their points tally, are they? So,
no.
You know, they're as good as relegated, let's be honest.
They also rely,
sadly,
let's not forget, on others to drop points. It's not just
them
about them going. They could win all their games now, but if the other teams do well, there's nothing they can do.
And it's 3 teams. It's not just a 10-point gap. It's 3 teams have got to get past. You know, it's everyone failing. So, yeah, as Gary said, it's going to be difficult. Listen, maybe that takes the pressure off if the inevitable happens. Maybe that takes the pressure off. We don't know, but
sometimes we do see that.
Yeah, you do see it. You do see it, and it is. The burden can be lifted for everyone as well. Everyone connected with the club. But the minute you've just got to keep fighting. Got to keep fighting.
You've all been relegated as players. I'm not just saying that for the sake of it. But what's it like when you go to the training ground day in, day out, and you're in a battle like this? How difficult is it? How's the mood? How downcast is it?
Yeah, it can be terrible. It can be terrible. But it's part and parcel of the job. It's an unforgiving business. And like I said, the moment you feel sorry for yourself, you may as well go home. You may as well not turn up. You've got to battle. You've got to fight. You've got to make sure you're performing for yourself. People will always criticise all the time. When you're winning or losing, you're in an industry where you get judged. And there's an understanding of that. But so then there's got to be pride. Pride in how you perform. Pride in how you prepare. And make sure you're one of the ones that comes out of it with your head held high. It's just,
it feels like there's always a dark cloud following you around, and when you log onto social media, there'll be more negativity. And you're playing in a city like Sheffield. It's not the biggest of cities. It's not like London, where you can walk around and be anonymous. When you're in Sheffield, chances are they either support you or they support your rivals Wednesday, and in which case, both sets of fans are going to give you a bit of stick. And it's just going to be in a situation where you don't want to go out, Anthony.
You probably don't, but you're professionals, so it's as you said, it's your job to go out and perform. You'll be looking at each other in the dressing room and trying to G each other up to get a performance out yourselves and go right to the end, because that's what you're paid to do. That's it. That's it. You're pros, and you want to be giving out the best performances you can.
On this table, I know one player got relegated. Not me, obviously. I'm not a player. But he jumped ship the moment they got relegated, started playing in Europe instead. Do you think some of the players will be eyeing a move to another club, Gary?
Well, you know, the truth is that when you're contracted to a club, you have to give what your contract says, which is your best in training, in matches, and generally around the football club. And I know you're referring to me getting relegated with Brighton and then going to Tottenham, but they sold me. Brighton sold me. I still had a couple of years left on my contract. They could have kept me, but they sold me. So that was their decision.
You're an asset. They wanted money.
Well, maybe.
There must be, surely, money. You back in the day, Gary, a youngster like you.
What, how much was my transfer fee?
Yeah.
350,000.
Which was a lot back then, by the way.
It was a lot back
then. It was
then.
a lot. We have to add that in inflation.
Especially when I'd not long before that bought a house for 30,000.
30,000?
So there you go.
That's how much houses cost?
Well, on the edge of Hove, a little 3-bedroom semi, yeah. So I went for 10 houses was my value.
I wish I could travel back in time.